All right, video's up.
Yep, I'm signing into you. Forgot my password the other day, so I had to change it again. So they're like making sure it's me. Everything happens for.
All right, video's up.
Yep, I'm signing into you. Forgot my password the other day, so I had to change it again. So they're
I'm
like
getting
making
any
sure
in-game
it's
sound.
me. Oop, everything happens for.
All right, video's up.
Yep, I'm signing into you. That is annoying though when you hear yourself.
Yeah, you can shut that off.
Looks like it's not doing anything.
What's that?
Game, it just looks like it's frozen.
No, it's me sitting there. I'm setting stuff up. I'll start moving in a second.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll share, you want me to share? Give you a share on Facebook?
If you want. I mean, I'm not going to stay in here too long.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can play as long as you want. And I can run back to my little asteroid base, grab some stuff, and fly back to the moon.
How much is this game?
It was $10. I don't know what it is now.
I should have bought a couple games. There was a few. Maybe I'll go run up to camp. I've been putting it off and putting it off.
Go run up to what?
Canton Computers.
Oh.
It's off of Plymouth Road.
Yeah. What are you getting there?
I don't know. Maybe a hard drive.
Oh yeah. You need to do that. All right. So you're watching the stream, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'll pan around so you can see what space looks like.
I don't hear the game sound, obviously.
Oh, you can't hear it?
Well, because I muted it, because otherwise I'll hear.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
It's so annoying hearing what I
all right, so
said.
I'm looking around so you can see what all the planets look like. That's the starting planet right there. You can see asteroids floating around. There's another planet way off in the distance. There's like a Mars. There's a Venus-type planet. And it's the moon over there.
Now, see, if you could get a lightsaber.
There's the sun. Pretty sweet. And then obviously there's planets on the other side of the Earth, but I can't obviously see around that. I have to fly over there, and that would take a really, really long time.
I hate to do this, but I've been actually thinking of buying Battlefield.
Get it? I mean, why not?
Like, do I get it for PC or do I get it for console?
With my experience, I don't know. Shooters are a lot easier to play on PC, I think. But I mean, that's all personal choice. If you want to stream, I would do it on because it has campaign mode, right? I thought they added that in. Yeah, but this is space travel. I mean, this is the nice thing about this is, you know, this is the nice thing with the dual monitor is I'll have a movie on, so when I'm flying around, I can sit watch a movie or surf while this thing's cruising along. This is the ship that I built. It's a fucking busted ass piece of shit. It was.
How do you listen to a movie if you're streaming? Like,
well, I wouldn't be streaming at the same time.
Oh, okay.
But with OBS, I could.
You're talking. Oh, okay. You're talking about like when you're playing it.
Well, no. Even with OBS only tracks the audio for the game. It doesn't track all the audio that the computer's using. I could filter that out, so I could still be listening to music and it wouldn't record. That's what makes OBS such better software than just doing the regular old Windows record.
By the way, your shift's kind of.
Oh, this thing's a piece of crap. This was This was built for something else. This is my second generation miner that I built. You can see miner Gen 2. And then I modified it very haphazardly. I screwed it up, and I didn't line things up right. That's why that's all off-center. And I just threw a bunch of engines on it because I didn't feel like redesigning something from scratch. I'll do that once I get my moon base up. The asteroid base was supposed to be temporary. It's just so I wouldn't have to fly back and forth to the planet to do stuff in space.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Brandon to get Discord.
Do they have that on console?
I don't know about console, but he can get it on his phone.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Investigate that asteroid right there. It's always good to check these things out. You never know what you'll find. I mean, I can see iron from here. Pretty much all the asteroids have iron. Some have ice. You can see.
Is there an autopilot, or do you have to constantly hit W?
Oh, it's cruising right now. I mean, if you look at my speed, it's not budging because there's nothing. There's no gravity. There's nothing to slow it down.
I mean, is it like you have to push a button and keep your hand on it, or does it have like an autopilot where you?
I'm not touching any controls right now. It's just cruising.
Okay.
So when you're if there's no gravity acting upon you, I mean, you can see in the lower left corner, there's that little red triangle with the question mark in it, or the exclamation point. You see that?
Talking about the triangle with an exclamation?
Yeah, that. Now, if I hit Z, it'll turn that off, and that turns my dampers on, which will slow the ship down. It'll let me hover in one spot. But while I'm cruising through space, I leave that off. Otherwise, I would have to keep my finger on the button to keep the thing moving in a given direction. Now, when I'm taking off from the planet, starting planet, or from the moon or any other place with a gravitational field, I'll have to keep my finger on the button. Otherwise, the gravity itself will slow you back down again. Now, my asteroid base, that is inside of the starting planets. You can actually see the atmosphere when you look at it. Obviously, there's a delay between what I'm saying and when I actually look in the thing.
Yeah. I wonder if this is the type of game Dave would like.
Maybe. There are space battles and stuff. There is fighting and shit like that. I haven't actually gotten into any of that yet. I have seen some enemy ships, from like hostile ships from a distance. I haven't actually gone and confronted any of them because I don't have any armed ships yet. My starting base, I built. I put a couple Gatling gun turrets to protect me from meteor storms. They'll actually engage and shoot them down. But when I'm flying in, you can see all the craters from the ones they missed.
Yeah, for what I found with him, usually like if I suggest it, he has to like anytime I try to find a game we can play, I'll be like, hey, what about this game? He does.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. Empyrean, the other one I've played, I think is a little more user friendly because you can download blueprints and all you got to do is gather the materials. You don't actually have to build anything. And this one, I think you have to build everything from scratch. You might be able to import things, but I'm not sure. I haven't actually gotten into that yet. But there are mods you can do to the game. You can change it. You can make resources more rare, so you actually have to travel in space to find stuff. You can change the way asteroids look. You can add in black holes. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do. Change the AI, the way it works.
So you could accidentally get too close to a black hole and
and get sucked into it. They're not obviously in this mod or the vanilla game, but there's a mod you can download that adds them in. I'm actually getting close to the planet, or I'm close to the Earth now. Now, in the next two, if you look in the lower right corner, you'll see a little circle with a crosshair in the middle of it.
Yeah.
That is indicating what direction your ship is going.
Now it shows A gravity, P gravity.
Yeah. Now you'll see the P gravity is 0.05. That means I'm starting to get under the influence of the planet, and you can see my speed's accelerating. It's pulling me towards it, so I'm actually starting to go faster. Because in the game with the engines, there's a speed limit built into it. You can only go 100 meters a second with the default setting with engines. But if I go into a free fall or something like that, you can go faster. And yet, well, you start off with a jetpack in the game, and yes, you can use your jetpack to get into space. I've tested that out. You do have to be careful too, because if I hit F, which is how you get in and out of the vehicle, the ship will just keep going. And the speed it's going right now, I wouldn't be able to catch back up to it.
Oh, you mean like you hit F and your character would be...
Yeah, well, I've had that happen. I've fallen out of the ship. I was able to catch back up to it and get back in. Otherwise, this thing would just keep going until, it disappeared.
Like lost?
Oh, yeah, it'd be gone. I don't have a med bay. There's no spawn point on this ship. Now, look at the lower right corner. You'll start to see how that crosshair thing's starting to go up to the top of the circle. That means my ship is starting to drift up. So I'd have to hit my...
Say if that happened to you and you lost your ship, could you build another ship and eventually try to find it, or...
I don't know how vast space is. I don't know if it just keeps going on. I don't know if it loops around. I don't know. I don't know if there's invisible walls. I have no idea. Conceivably, the amount of time it would take me to build a new ship and go looking for this one, I'd never find it. I mean, yeah. there is a finite amount of fuel on this thing. It would eventually run out of fuel. But I have a beacon on it, so I'd be able to see the beacon. But I think it's only good out to a certain distance.
Okay. So the ship would just fly, and then it'd fall somewhere.
Basically, yeah, it'd be lost to space.
Now, if you're in space, say you ran out of fuel, would you just hover and...
You just float and drift. You just drift. I mean, if you had any momentum pushing you in a certain direction, you just keep going in that direction because there's nothing to slow you down.
That means then you lost propulsion. You have no steering.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just shut my engines off, and I can still manipulate stuff, but I can't. Oh wait, I don't have those engines shut off. There, now all my stuff's. I shut off all my thrusters now, so I can't do anything. I can manipulate and turn certain directions, but that doesn't really influence anything. I'll just keep drifting in whatever direction I'm going. You can see me kind of manipulating it around now, but it's not. I shut the other thrust. Now the other thrusters are off, so now I have no control. The ship is just drifting. So I'm going to completely overshoot my...
Was that you steering, or was that just happening?
No, that was me trying to steer it. You can do that. I still have that control, but it's not influencing the direction that I'm traveling. Now the key is you want to keep that little crosshair in the center of that circle. That's how you know you're moving straight, not drifting one way or the other.
Oh, you want to keep it in the center?
Yeah, that's so you keep moving forward in that direction. If it starts drifting, like how it's at the top of the circle before, that means I'm going up. I'm sliding up. It's hard to visualize, but I'm moving away from M base, not towards it. Like now I've got gravity acting upon me, so now I'm actually starting to slow down by itself.
Now, is this ship your own design, or is there kind of like a cookie cutter?
No, I built this from scratch. That's why it's so janky looking. Originally, it didn't look like this. It was after I started slapping extra shit onto it. I didn't really care about aesthetics. I just wanted it to work. I just needed a mining ship in space, so I just retrofitted a ship I already had. Eventually, I'm going to build a ship from scratch, but I'm going to do it in space because I think it would just be easier to build a large ship.
Now, is everything from scratch, or is there any kind of blueprint to certain ships?
There's blueprints I think that you can spawn into the game, but I don't think there's anything that comes with it by default. Maybe there is. Hold on a minute. How you respawn? There's a way you can kill yourself and start over, but I don't remember how to do it. Now I'm going to fly to my asteroid base. I'm going to mate up with one of my... there's like connectors you can connect to, and it'll offload all the resources from your ship automatically. Fast here. Then you can also build ships so you can fly them remotely. So you could build, like, I could stay in my base and build a remote miner that would fly around this asteroid that I'm on and mine all the iron out of it. But I picked this asteroid just because it has so much iron. Iron, you use vast quantities of iron in this game. All the basic stuff requires iron to make. Try to connect these things together. There is a camera that I can add to this so that I can actually see what I'm doing. If I had a large enough ship, you'd need the camera just to see what the hell you're doing. Now I'm connected to the thing. Now it's going to start to unload. So I get a shit ton of plutonium now, or uranium. A buttload of iron. I got a bunch of supplies. I'm running out of storage space though. Oh I'm dropping stone. Right now you can see my ship's pooping out stone. See it crapping out. That's an ejector I can make. Right now it's sucking stuff out of my plant and ejecting it through my ship. I actually have to. I think I gotta add more storage. I don't even know if I have enough room to offload all this shit. Oh yeah, everything's full. God damn it. Yeah, so I got a shit ton of nickel and platinum to offload. This little platform I have here, I have a artificial gravity generator, so anything that's connected to this platform will give me, artificial gravity. You can see where it says A gravity is now 83. Is it, that's my base. It's 35 kilometers away.
Kind of reminds me of the other game you played.
It's very similar to that. I think it's a little bit better. There's different aspects. There's aspects of this I like better. There's aspects of the other one that I like better. A lot of pros and cons. This one's a lot prettier.
Yeah, I noticed it's pretty polished up.
It's been around a couple of years. I think it's been around since 2013. They've been working on this for a while.
Yeah, I see. Jod, he plays this game every so often. I play it.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like right now, I need to upgrade this more. I need to add more storage. I need to, well, mainly it's adding storage. I could build another. I have 2 refineries. That's these big tall things here, which you can't. I keep forgetting there's a delay. These big tall things here. These are refineries. There's a little guy in the middle. That's an assembler. That's what actually builds things for you.
You have to worry about food and water, or no?
Not right now. I think they're going to implement that later on, but right now it's just oxygen is your only real concern. Which here I can't. I don't have a medical station, so I can't heal myself. I do have an oxygen generator, so I can make more. I can refill my O2 tanks and hydrogen tanks. It's pretty cool. And again, I haven't really explored a ton into space. I've mapped a lot of these asteroids. I know what resources are where. The moon's the first other celestial body I've actually been to. That's 131 kilometers away. So that's about, I don't know, probably about a 20-minute flight. It's another planet. Where's another planet? Let's see from here. There's a tiny little planet somewhere around here. There you go. There's a couple over here. That looks like Mars.
That'd be cool if you could make like a Star Wars ship or something.
You can. There's people that have done it in the workshop.
Okay.
Then you
and
can
have a ship within the ship.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's enjoyable. I mean, you can see those planets way out there. That little green one off in the distance, that'd probably take a couple hours to fly to. That's something I build. You need a larger ship where you have the jump engines. The one nice thing about this one is going from planet to planet, or going from planet to space, or space to planet is seamless. And that Empyrean one, there was a little not a cutscene per se, but it would delay for a second, or it would skip a little bit. It's, not a big deal, but for this thing, don't want to run it out.
When I'm looking at your video, it still shows 7 days to die.
I changed all that. I don't know why I didn't update it, but I changed it all. I'll have to fix that later on. Yeah, that's it. So this little thing on this little guy in the that's the reactor. I just plopped that down on top. On the back side of the ship, with the 4 dots on it, that's a battery, which I'm not looking at. It's cool. These are the drills. There's grinders, there's welders, there's different stuff that you can mount onto it. So I could use a ship, like these big platforms are a pain in the ass to weld up. I could build a ship that would do just that. Like on my moon base, which I've already left there, I'm not flying back because it would take 20 minutes. I've got a huge platform that I started building because I'm going to build a big base that looks back down on the planet. Well, maybe I'll fly back to Earth. That only takes a couple minutes. I'll do that. I'll take some of this platinum with me. Sure, I got a bunch of it already here. Yep, I got a ton of it here.
Your brother still hasn't added me back on his.
Seriously?
I don't think so.
Well, these shitty little.
He cannot take my sarcasm comments.
Apparently not. These blue light thrusters, these are the ion thrusters. These things suck. The yellow thrusters are the yellow thrusters are what the fuck do they call it? The hydrogen thrusters. They're the best ones. They provide the most lift, but they're expensive to run. All right, now I am essentially free falling back down into the planet.
Yeah, Bob missed pickup, and he had Mason was putting it away.
By how much?
A little bit.
That's funny.
It was like halfway down between. I don't trust that guy.
This. Oh shit. Fuck. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna fly back with this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back with my jetpack. Because this guy, I've never landed this one. Brought it back into atmosphere. I don't know how well these thrusters are going to hold up. And plus, this thing's way heavier than it was when I took off originally. This thing might crash, just smash into the ground.
Yeah, so Bob, he had like most of my stuff all the way by like paper water, and I was like getting Jason on the Rabbit to like stuff over like. Hey.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, because I'm like, dude, I'm not going out there and hand jacking everything.
Why the hell did you run it so far away?
I don't know. I don't know if he does this shit on purpose. It's like I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and wheel stuff in there.
Time for that shit.
I'm like, I just kept on having because he was helping him put stuff away on the Rabbit. I'm like, hey, can you start, wheeling this? Because he basically started wheeling stuff to me as I was getting closer to getting done with the stuff. I'm like, go give me the eggs. I'm like, I'm not gonna go wheel out there. Yeah, Jason, he's cool.
Yeah, like right now, flying back to the planet, I have to keep my finger on the button, otherwise you just slow down too much. But there is that speed limit, which is kind of annoying. I wish that wasn't there. I wonder if I can go in the game files and change that.
Yeah, Jake was happy he got off the front end for a while because I guess apparently he had a chainsaw in the back of his truck.
I think the game's glitched for some reason. I'm not using any of my hydrogen up. It'll do that sometimes. I'll log out. Like when I logged back in from playing last night, one of my engines was on fire. It was damaged. I was like, what the fuck? How the hell did that happen?
You had to get Carly at the 3:30 today?
No, she was sick. I had to go pick her up.
You have to still go get Gabby, don't you?
Oh, that's at 4:20. It's like 5 minutes. That's quick. All right, bad boy shut down. Oh shit! Got to put my helmet back on.
No air conditioning or not air.
Oh yeah, I'm in space. There's no oxygen. All right, so my high. I wonder if I can make more of these. I'm gonna make a couple more of these hydrogen packs real quick. I don't want to run out of fucking juice on the way back. I got 3 cans of. All right, here we go. I'll just fly back like this. There we are. And now I'm just going to fly back. My little guy. It does have ragdoll physics with it. You can customize your character and make them look however you want. Change the colors and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll do this because I'll leave that ship in space. I don't want to have to. I don't trust that thing on reentry.
Oh, that's cool.
And I do not want it to fucking crash land because I could see that totally happening. The last time I came back from space with my transport, it was a little on the heavy side, and I almost smashed into the ground. Because with the atmospheric thrusters, the higher you are, the less efficient they are. You don't get full efficiency until you're down near the ground, like sea level. So it's like they're slowly gaining more thrust as you go, but I don't know. If you come down in the wrong spot, there's a mountain or something like that, you'll for sure smash into it. Because there was one time, I think it's actually that mountain right over there. Looking at it now, I tried getting some ice off of it, and when I went to go take off, I could barely lift off. Yes, that mountain I'm looking at right now. Yeah, so there's a lot of variables you got to take into consideration when you're doing stuff. You can turn a lot of things off, a lot of settings off. Like right now, I have thruster damage turned off, so that way I can place my stuff kind of in non-realistic spots. Otherwise, it's like I would damage my ship with the way I've got things set up. And I'll turn that back on eventually. Yeah, but my starter base looks exactly the same. Looks exactly the same as my asteroid base. I didn't really do anything special to it. I figured with like the first couple ones I do, it'll just be basic no frills, just kind of figure out how to lay things out. Because the conveyor system, you got to set up like a certain way. Like there's certain ports you got to configure it to, and you know all that kind of stuff. But now I've watched a video series on it, so now I got a much better idea on how everything goes together. And I thought about I might start a whole brand new game. I mean, getting started in this game is really not that difficult. Now the game audio changed, so I'm inside the planet's atmosphere. Oxygen's still too low. But you can see as I come in, you can see all the holes in the ground. That's from meteor impacts. That's from me digging. You get a little clearer once I get closer to the ground. But you can see around my base how chewed up it is. And there are parachute systems you can set up, which are weight sensitive. So if you get a super heavy ship, you got to add more parachutes to compensate.
Your parachute.
Oh, I didn't parachute. And the ship that I'm flying up to, that's what you start with. Big blue ship there. That's what you start off with. That's like your that's like right when you start in the game. That's your atmospheric lander. And once the video catches up, I'll show you some of the other ships I've built.
Okay, so you do get a ship in the beginning.
You can opt not to take it, but yes, that is what you start with, and it has all the basic stuff on it. So this here is my 3rd generation miner that I built. This one I think is probably a little prettier to look at. Which, the video hasn't caught up yet. I'm starting to get to it now. Then this ship on the little pedestal thing here, that was a build that I copied. I added way more thrusters to it. Oh, there's also wolves that run around on the planet, which my Gatling guns help deal with. This big bastard here, this is my transport. Yeah, so I mean, when you first start in the game, you could really, if you really wanted to, you could fly to asteroids in space. You just using your jetpack. I mean, you could do all that stuff. Most of your inventory is going to be oxygen and hydrogen canisters, but it could be done. And I'll show you the inside of this thing, which is actually pretty nice. I mean, once you get it laid out right, it looks pretty decent.
I thought about streaming Subnautica.
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, I gotta remember to cancel my WoW today.
I just did that a couple days ago.
I got Andrea to do it. I told her, it's like, want to get back into a plant, you can deactivate it anytime.
Right.
Haven't played in a while,
It's time to get rid of that shit. It's costing money.
I like it, but I don't know. I like the game too. Can't believe I played that game. Right?
All right, and that's that. And I'm at the main screen now. I'll show you when you're creating, how that works.
Yeah, I know you never got to experience it. I do miss like going to the raids.
Yeah, this is like the start screen. There's a bunch of different scenarios you can start with. I did the bottom one, which is just star system. That's like a generic. Which this is. I could set this up. You and I could play together. Mine's a little buffed.
Are those different modes you can play?
Yeah, the different scenarios.
Crash, Reg. What's star system?
That's the one I'm doing. Last 2 hours, okay. Auto healing is turned on. Delete respawn ship. Enable copy and paste. Permanent death. Thrust damage. Oh, thruster damage is turned on. Oh shit. Oh, that's for a new game. You can turn weapons off. You can make blocks destructible or indestructible. You can enable airtightness, so all your bases have to be airtight. Ooh, there's spiders, man. I gotta turn this shit. I don't even have it on.
I wonder how crazy it would be
What's that?
playing Subnautica VR.
I think it'd be cool. And there are servers for this game.
Oh, okay.
So limit world size. I have it set to unlimited. I think it just keeps going, keeps generating. I do have spiders on. Yeah, there's a bunch of different shit you can turn off, depending how difficult you want it to be. So, like with all these settings at the top here, the inventory size times 10, assembler efficiency times 3. My understanding with like the inventory size thing is it doesn't necessarily increase it; it reduces the weight of things by that factor, so you can carry more. Maybe I could change that to realistic.